बात कर सकता हूँ 1 मिनट? नहीं,
Jai Sadgudev. Good morning, everyone. I welcome you all in this online Vihangam monthly rejuvenation session, which we have started almost 1 year ago. And happy to announce that number of the participants of this online session is increasing, as well as our team also expanding. Thanks for your continued support. This session will be guided by Mr. Bimal. He is MC for today's session. Bimal is joining us from Singapore, and he has been associated with Vihangam Yoga for almost 22 years and practicing Vihangam meditation regularly. And he's also active in many international forums. It's our pleasure to be here with him. So let me pass the control to Mr. Bimal, and everyone please sit down comfortably with your friends and family for the next 1 hour and enjoy the session. Over to you, Mr. Bimal.
Thank you so much, Omji, and Jai Sadgurudev. Very good day to you all, and on behalf of Vihangam Yoga Singapore, I welcome you all to this online rejuvenation session. It is initiated to boost energy, bring peace to the mind, body, and soul by looking inward. As we are in the midst of pandemic, we all are locked inside the house. We are somehow not allowed to go outside the door. However, the door to inward is always open, and it was always open. So the session is themed around to open the door for inwards and look internal within. So while attending this session, you might be able to understand how to start your journey within yourself. So please stay focused till the end of this session. My name is Vimal Kumar, and on behalf of Vihangam Yoga Singapore team, I would like to extend our thanks to the regular attendees of this session, all our newcomers, and our team members and their family to grace the occasion. For those who are not aware about the Vihangam Yoga, I like to take this opportunity to introduce the organization to you. Vihangam Yoga Organization is an NGO pioneer in yoga and advanced meditation training, uplifting humans' life in all aspects. The organization was established in year 1924 by His Holiness Sadguru Sadafal Dev Ji Maharaj, who discovered this wonderful meditation technique after 17 years of strenuous meditation practices. And today, under the guidance of present Sadguru, His Holiness Sri Swatantra Dev Ji Maharaj, Vihangam Yoga has reached around 45 countries and transformed life of more than 5 million disciples. Our international headquarters is situated on the bank of Holy River Ganges in Allahabad, India. As we were going inside, or the pandemic inflicted upon us, the Vihangam Yoga Singapore team had started daily online session of breathing exercise of pranayama, Vihangam meditation, as well as online introductory session conducted every month. So I will come to the agenda of today's session. We will be having primarily, in the first part, we will have the a prayer to the holy feet of Master, followed by a panel discussion, which is themed around revitalized good habits. And then we will have Shanti part, and then the closing remark, and then we will come to an end of today's session. There will be also Q&A session for you. If you have some kind of questions in your mind, you can either put it in the chat box, or you can unmute yourself and pose the questions when the opportunity comes. So now I will move to the first part, that is the Swagat Gan and Mangal Gan. And for that, it is to have a peace and prosperity around the world. Prayer will be displayed in Hindi and English on the screen. And to offer this prayer to the Holy Feet of Master, to get the blessings for this session, I'd like to invite Shri Srinivasji. Srinivasji is joining us from Singapore, and he has been associated with Vihangam Yoga from last 2 years. And he is a regular practitioner of Vihangam meditation. So please welcome Srinivasji for the Mangal Gan and Swagat Gan.
Jai Sadgurudev. Thank you, Vimalji. आज स्वागत नित्य गुरुवर संत शुभागम आइए, अध्यात्म विद्या दिव्य ज्योति सोम रस बरसाइए। दुर्गुण दूर करके शुद्ध हंस बनाइए, वेद गम गति ज्ञान गर्जन शक्ति द्वार हटाइए। शब्द सागर भक्त जन अनवाइए, जन सदा फल विश्व शिक्षक शान आन बढ़ाइए। मंगल गान। विश्व शांति नाम मंगल परम गुरु को ध्याइए, वर्ग द्वंद्व अशांति दूर कर भाव भेद मिटाइए। सार्वभौम समष्टि सत्ता ध्यात्म राज्य बनाइए, देश भाषा भाव जग में ज्ञान पर दर्शाइए। सुख शांति धरातल स्वर्ग भूमि बनाइए, विश्व शिक्षक जान सदा फल नीति स्वर अपनाइए। जय सतगुरुदेव।
Thank you so much, Srinivasji, for the prayer and setting the tone for today's session. Now we will move to the panel discussion, and prior to that, I'd like to make a quick announcement that there is a Google form in the Zoom chat box, and please use this form to provide your name, contact, and if you have any kind of feedback, please try to convey by that medium to us so that we can improve, we can become better with the time. If you are the first time here, you can also put your name, contact details so that we can be in touch with you and we can keep you updated about the future session, future meetings, and future kind of events, what we are doing in the time ahead. So please Please try to fill those forms if possible. Now we will move to the panel discussion. And as we have stated that today the discussion is themed on revitalize good habits. And we have excellent speakers here today with us. And to initiate the discussion, I'd like to invite Shri Subhash Chandraji. Subhash ji is based in Singapore and associated with Singapore yoga for long time. He is committed, he is dedicated, and leading examples to help any and all who wish to attain peace through the Vihangam yoga meditation and practices. Subhash ji, please welcome, and stage is all yours.
Thank you very much, Vimalji. I hope I am very much audible.
Yes, you're loud and clear, Subhash ji.
Thank you. So today's panel discussion is going to be very interesting because I believe that this would link to all of us. As Vimalji mentioned, that the topic itself is revitalize good habits. Before introducing the panelists, let me a little bit elaborate on this topic, what actually we are going to talk about. There are three words here: revitalize, good, and habits. All these three have their own meaning, and when these three are combined together, they come up with a very nice bunch of flower with new meaning altogether. Revitalize means something which is already there, we are just revamping it in a much more better and efficient way. Good doesn't mean only the good portion, it includes lots of other things as well. Here we will be talking about purity as one of the characteristics for every human being, and habits. We are all the human being, we are the combination of all of our habits, depending on where we stay, what we do, and what we eat, whatever is associated with us, everything is linked with our habits. In a nutshell, we are actually a composed book of our habits, which we sing every day on our own basis. Today, we will be talking about how to blossom these good habits through Vihangam yoga practice and with the blessings of masters also, so that we can become as shine as possible in this whole society. Thank you very much for joining with us. And let me introduce now the panelists today. We have three panelists along with us. Prabhatji, Shri Prabhatji, who has joined us from Malaysia. He is currently the chairperson for ICA Malaysia chapter, and he is, of course, a chartered accountant. He is a good devotee for the Almighty as well, and he is a good orator as well. So thank you very much, Prabhatji, being with us to have discussion on this particular topic. We have Smitaji from Singapore, who is currently holding a position of a president for Kamla Club. Kamla Club is a reputed club here, since established, I think, around 1950s to uplift the life of a woman. So basically for women empowerment. Smitaji has been trustees of many organizations here in Singapore also. To listen to you, Smitaji, it will be a pleasure. Thank you very much for joining with us. And we have Srinivasji, whom we just heard with welcome song, Swagat Gan and Mangal Gan. Srinivasji is having his own farm on shipping industry side, and he is an entrepreneur as well. So thank you very much, Srinivasji, being with us. So the topic, as all of you know, it's revitalize the good habits. I'd like to start with Prabhatji. When we talk about good habits, most of the time people think that it is linked with our sanskaras, it is linked with some ideal student kind of thing, obedient student kind of thing. But in my opinion, good habit doesn't mean only this. It has an extended meaning altogether. It's not just being a disciplined boy or disciplined lifestyle only. It includes lots of things which comes from within. So my question, in fact, Prabhatji, here to you. Please share with us some of your thoughts based on your own experience. How you think recently you have been practicing Vihangam meditation quite rigorously. In fact, I would say this word. And you have been doing lots of other things together related with Vihangam Yoga. And I'm sure you have been experiencing lots and lots of interesting facts in your whole life. Probably if you can share some of the points, how you think revitalizing your good habits has made your life much more easier and enjoyable. Prabhat, please.
Jai Sadgurudev, Jai Sri Krishna, Jai to all of you, my fellow devotees and those members of Vihangam Yoga. Subhaji, just now, 2 minutes before you say that we are book of habits, and I consider we are bundle of habits. Now, these habits are actually layered in such a manner that we do not know sometime unconsciously why we do something. This is common with all of us. Lot of things we do, and sometimes we find it extremely difficult to change the habit also. Now, that is the biggest challenge. Before joining Vihangam Yoga as a practitioner, to get up at 6 o'clock was considered to be impossible task. In fact, you know very well, I had made a request to you to change it to 7 p.m., 7 a.m. because I found it is almost impossible because it's habit. Habitually, I always used to get up at 7 o'clock. So I thought this is implanted thought, means without logic, that I thought that I cannot get up at 6 o'clock. So you can imagine just a small thing, how deep embedded in my brain. And I always felt that, no, I cannot get up. Now, but the moment I talk to you and you say no, you were extremely firm. And you say, no, Prabhatji, 6 o'clock is 6 o'clock. We cannot make it 7 o'clock. Honestly speaking, at one point of time, I felt a bit bad. Wow, he's so adamant. But you have to be adamant. If you do not discipline your brain, you are nowhere. Now, after practicing this Vihangam Yoga, I realized that determination is better, achievement is far superior, and dedication is much, much better. Now, let me explain. I'm not a scientist, but recently I was discussing my Vihangam Yoga with my son. He is a scientist, and he does a lot of work on genetics and this and that. So he sent an article published in Scientific America. Now, beautiful thing has come out. I'm talking out as a layman. I must tell you, I'm not a scientific person. I do not have that understanding. But what I read and what I felt is very, very close to what they have scientifically said and what I'm feeling within me. We all know, and you also know, that our brain is complex electrochemical organ. We all know this. And constant electrical impulse flows through the brain, whether we are in sleeping mode, whether engaged in activities, or whether we are in meditation. Now, during the Vihangam Yoga meditation, the beautiful part is that we are trained to we try to train our brain to be alert and relaxed, both. Unique thing. And you always might be saying also during meditation, be alert, be alert. But we are relaxed, but alert. It's a unique combination. And when we are relaxed and alert both, it seems a bit difficult for normal persons to understand who have not practiced meditation. But those who have practiced, they must be understanding what I'm trying to convey, because these type of things, absolute terms, very difficult to explain. So in this process, what happened, we strengthen our mind, and as a result, physical well-being is naturally enhanced. Podarji is one of the examples who says that he has removed the glasses. It is, we can say it is miracle. But actually, when we do meditation, miracle do happen. You may experience miracle in your body, and there may be a number of ways to console yourself. But I feel this is because of the meditation practice which Gurudev has I can say, not invented, because this is mentioned in the Gita, Bhagavad Gita, but he has re-emphasized and also allowed us to know the process through which we can meditate in a proper manner. Now, in the process, when we strengthen our mind, and as a result, when physical being, naturally, when your mind is strengthened, physical well-being is naturally enhanced. And we know the entire health of the physique and body is controlled and governed by the mind. So mind is the culprit. Why not to tame your mind? Taming our mind is not possible, Subhasji. I have tried so many ways of meditation. I must tell you, it's not that first time I started meditation. I'm doing meditation. I think most likely my mother used to teach me at the age of 10 or 12. But yes, she had achieved a level through which, without coming to my room, she used to wake me up. But I never managed to, because I left my house a bit early at the age, and I could not get that knowledge from mother. But when I tried Vihangam Yoga Meditation Center, a method where I have to focus on my tips of the nose, of course, for 1 week it was very uncomfortable. I must tell you, I didn't feel like, I thought it's not going to work. It's not going to work. But another mind said, no, you try, and you will certainly achieve it. And within 1 week, oh my God, what is happening? I'm going into different mode. I'm totally getting disconnect from my surroundings, but at the same time, I know what is happening. What is happening around me, but I'm not listening. I'm listening, somebody's talking near me, but I'm not hearing the words. I am not only that, even when you, in the meantime, during meditation, you say something. Sometime I don't remember actually, till today, I do not know what to say during meditation, but you say something that I can hear, but what are the words I don't hear? And this is the power of this meditation.
Prabhaji, as you mentioned, I think the meditation impacts the mind. That is the root cause of all of our problem. And I think scientifically also it has been proven, and we have done certain specific experiment to identify how Vihangam meditation impacts the alpha waves of mind, where actually during the meditation, the practitioner comes to a restful alertness situation. These two terminologies are contradictory to each other in a normal sense. If you see restfulness and alertness also, this is a very contradictory. These two words are very contradictory. One cannot be in rest and full-time alert also. It is very difficult. But meditation, especially Vihangam meditation, has proven this, that one can be in a restful alertness mode. And I think once we reach out to that mode, all the good habits what we have inside will start coming out automatically. And that's what the revitalizing is. And I'm sure you have experienced many things during this journey since last few months when you have been practicing Vihangam meditation. I'll come back to you, but let me
I would like to add one more thing, Subhasji. What you are saying, common man, it is easy to explain. That is mindfulness. Mindfulness. When mindfulness takes place, it benefits the brain in a number of ways, and it increases your you first thing, you become non-judgmental, you become observant, you become aware, and as a result, better memory, better compassion, and better empathy. That is the change I'm seeing in myself when I see 6 months away from now. Thanks a lot.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Prabhaji. Let me come to Smitaji. Smitaji, first of all, I would like to congratulate you to become the president for Kamala Club for this next term. I saw that news. I think yesterday you had AGM where you were elected as president for Kamala Club one more time. Congratulations for that. I'm sure your journey in the Kamala Club has been quite nice. And here I want to bring one specific thing. Recently, I went through one of your interview where you had mentioned many things about your past life, about your difficulty lives, as well as how you have passed through the whole of your journey and where you are right now. It's so incredible. But I think what I want to hear from you is, during your journey, you have definitely encountered a lot of difficulties, and where you were and where you are is a huge difference in terms of as an individual person, I would say. But as and when we pass through, as and when we grow, as and when we become adult, as when we become mother, father, and further there onward, grandfather, grandmother, something like that, the life doesn't remain the same. And in that case, do you think that there is something within everyone which is since beginning means since the person is born, or even probably previously to that, it is the treasure for that particular person, and it is an intangible treasure, I think. And I'm sure you have experienced that kind of treasure in your life, which is very much linked with your good habits, your purity, your dedication, and your service. The dedication to the service to the society, I think it has become a very nice treasure to you. Can you please elaborate a little bit more on these facts, especially how the meditation, Vihangam meditation, has ignited those with a new spark in your life so that you can manage and handle all these things in a much more better way? Smita ji.
Thank you, Subhashji. Jai Sadgurudev, and good morning to all the panelists. Subhashji, you have mentioned all those things. It has come automatically. You are surrounded with the people, and you're bringing up, I should say. I have been brought up mostly in my Nanima's place, and their social and cultural activities I have seen, and the way they look, the way they go beyond their limit to help others. So, in fact, that has come to me, and I also thought of, okay, why not? If my Nani ji, she's fourth standard uh, passed out, and she is doing so many things, so why can't I do? So in that way, I have taken it positively, and um, uh, and coming up after my this education and all those things, I thought of looking after family is a much priority, and at the same time, if I can do something for the needies and underprivileged, so I started doing social work for the Kamla Club, and that's how I want to do it continuously. And while doing all those work, I met Subhashji for our International Yoga Day, and I'm lucky to get connected with Subhashji, and then uh, I started joining meditation, and I was encouraging my Kamla Club members to join this meditation group, which is very simple and which reduce your stress. After all of your work done from your home and your house, you will be always in a stress. So it's a very easy way. So I started encouraging all my committee members, my Kamla Club member, that wherever you are, whenever you are in the office, or you're walking or riding, or you at a bus stop, so you can do a little meditation, like whatever the breathing techniques what Subhashji had taught in Vihangam yoga. So it's like Subhashji has taken also few of our meditation classes from airport. So this is only due to increasing self-awareness, due to the practice, and you become a doctor, and we ourselves give complementary medicine to your mind and body. And I can say it this meditation helps and give a sense of calmness, peace and relaxation. Whenever I do in the evening, I feel that I get a good sleep when I sleep after this meditation, which remove the negativity, or anybody says anything to you, you become peace and calmful. Okay, anger won't come to you. This thing has started recently to me after the meditation, I should say that.
Yeah, Smita ji, I would like to request you one more thing here. As you mentioned that once you started meditation and going deep into it, you yourself have observed that the negativity has started going out. If something is happening, you're still calm, and especially like you're saying that anger, it is one of the killer for everyone. It is now controlled a little bit. Is it possible, I'm just asking, is it possible to share some live example where you had encountered where you thought that here ideally you should have been a little bit angry, but you're not, and you're still keeping calm? Has something happened recently with you?
Yes, yes, it happened. I mean, I should say or not, but yes, it happens. No matter whatever work we are doing for the community, you won't get like you won't get encouragement from the people. They won't say, "Oh, you are doing good." I'd say it's fine. But then, if you do a little bit other way, the people will start saying, "Oh, you have done this." So then I said, "Oh, if you are doing 100 things good, and one of the things a little bit, if you have not done, and that too for the other person well-being, you can't be so strict to anybody. Let's say we have some rule in our club that you should not put any messages in a particular group. But if something happens by somebody, and I don't want to say in public to them, don't put all those things. So I tell them silently, but the other people feel that I have I'm in favor with that person and I have not scolded them. And they started saying that you are, different to other people. I said, no, in public, we should not say anything to anybody.
Absolutely.
And we should tell them because it's mistake by them. They have not done purposely. And if the person had said sorry also, so we have to let it go. So some people will come and they will react on me, so I still keep calm. I smile and then just say that it is not to say publicly offend anybody. So
Absolutely, absolutely. I think we are living in a society, and we are not just taking care of ourselves. We are taking care of the society as well, and we have to think in multi-directional way for multiple people to understand what thing will impact to whom in which way, and this is what awareness is, and this is what consciousness is. And I think this is Smitaji, recently you have started, I think, Swarved also, Prabhatji also has started reading Swarved, which I'm sure there has been
yes,
lots and lots of experience both of you have been going through. But Srinivasji, if I come to you here, you have been reading Swarved since quite long time. I would say I don't think every day probably, but still it has impacted you to a much more positive way. What Swamiji has been mentioning all the times, that Sadhguru Sadafal Devji Maharaj has put everything, all the knowledge, all the power. If somebody has to experience it, one can experience it just by reading Swarved. Just by reading Swarved. If somebody is fully concentrated, reading it out, trying to understand the meaning of the words, you will find a very different kind of energy inside you. I'm sure those who have been reading it out, practicing, they would have experienced it in a much more better way. And to my own experience, many of my bad habits has gone out. Good habits have revitalized automatically just by reading Swarved, and of course by doing meditation. Srinivasji, I am sure you have experienced lots of things during especially this COVID time, which you have been mentioning many times. But if I try to ask you here about the good habits and meditation and probably Swarved, do you have some example here which you can share with all the participants right now, which would be beneficial for them?
Jai Sadgurudev and Prabhatji and Smitaji, wonderful comments. Subhashji, you touched three words here, and to speak in 4 to 5 minutes is not possible on that. But having said that, habit, I'll start with the word habit. Habit is a repetitive action. Habit is a repetitive action that becomes part of our nature, to put it in simple terms. Now, we deviate from what we have been taught. Good habits have always been taught to us by our parents when we were children. I mean, no parent teaches us bad habits. So we have been taught all the good habits, but as we grew up, we covered them up with our own experiences, we changed them, we mutilated them, we did whatever we want to do with them with our own experiences. Now, I will completely focus on Vihangam Yoga and how this has developed, helped in revitalizing those basic good habits. Prabhatji had also made a mention that we all have been doing several practices of meditation. Yes, we are all experienced as we go forward. But in this particular case, when we are doing our meditation, all the things which are inside our system, which we have suppressed over the past years, they tend to come out. They are not gone anywhere. They're in our system. They're in our system. So when we meditate, Subhasji, those things are coming out. There are several surprises that I saw myself during this COVID period when I started off, right? I mean, first and foremost thing, what the Vihangam Yoga meditation accelerates is the word I'll use, is accelerates your action ability. And habit is nothing else but repeated action. So whatever is inside you will resurface. I mean, sometimes it disturbs you in a meditation, but let them come out. Sometimes good will come out, sometimes ill experiences will come out. But at the same time, the good will stick back to you whenever you're sitting down and whether you're pondering. So whenever you're meditating, the good habits get revitalized in a very positive manner. And you mentioned about reading this Swarved. Yes. Now, reading Swarved is also, Subhasji, I have found from my own personal experiences that we are all subjected to several scriptures and methods and rules of the society as we grew up, whether it be Bhagavad Gita, whether it be Quran, whether it be Bible, or whatever we are all experiencing in our own lives. We are all always been associated with a certain set of habits, whether it be religious, cultural habits. Now these habits are revitalized again when we are doing the Vihangam meditation, and that is very, very crucial. Whatever inside we have been taught, whatever inside is there. So when I read the Swarveda, I mean, it is always said, and you have been mentioning, and I have been hearing from all the esteemed Sadgurus, whoever has been speaking on the platforms, that just open this book, read anything. I would also take this opportunity to mention to all on this group, please download the app. Please download the Vihangam Yoga app. The Swarved is very nicely written there. Just read it. It is in Hindi and English, I think. Subhashji, English version I haven't seen.
Hindi, English and Gujarati, all the three languages.
I have seen the Hindi version, and I can tell you it makes it so simple. It is much lighter than the book itself. The book is a solid one. You've got all the knowledge, but you carry the Swarved on your small screen. And this time, when we did the Swarved Antakshari, I just took screenshot of those two from the app and I put it in front of me to read. So it is as simple as that. And how I am saying our religious practices and Swarved are linked. Subhashji, when we read this Swarved, any paragraph, you will agree with me that there is a deeper, convincing meaning in today's reality. The same thing what we have always been reading is presented in a more simpler and a more focused manner, and it is all in one place. Please do read Swarved at any time during the day or any time during your practice. So once again, I want to add here, before I conclude, that good habits are revitalized. One of the habits which you must develop, and it will develop by your meditation practice itself. Again, I repeat, please practice again and again. Be non-judgmental. Just practice Vihangam Yoga. And as Poddharji has experienced several improvements in health, I am myself not changing my spectacles, but I know that my power has changed. I have to go to the optician and get it changed. And I'm sure within the next couple of weeks, I will tell you that my power has reduced. It has got all sorts of health benefits. So all your good habits which are inside you will also come out. There will be a lot of health benefits. So please focus on repeating the Vihangam Yoga as also a good revitalization habit. Subhashji, that's what I have to say.
Thank you very much, Srinivasji. Your this positivity that one day very soon you are going to take your glasses off from your face. It will be one of the incredible journey for you, I think, and it gives a very good feeling, I'm sure, to you on that aspect. Let me come to a little bit more deeper side, and I'll come to Prabhatji, to you. Recently, you have been reading Swarved, I think day and night most of the time. But when we talk about certain specific things like mind, right? So mind is a tool for us, and we are utilizing our mind for our day-to-day activities. We are not mind, we are the soul, isn't it? But this mind is governing us, and mind is governing us means, as Srinivasji mentioned, it's a habit which we are doing repetitively. Like even sleeping is a habit, eating is a habit, talking is a habit, because we are doing it repetitively. The important thing is how all these things are governed. Who governs? If I'm saying something from my mouth, some voice is coming out, how it is being governed? It happens so quickly. It happens so quickly. So ultimately, it's the mind, the memory, the intellect, and the soul all together. They function in such a way that whatever happens, it happens instantly. And it is, you can understand, it is so minute. It is so minute. Fraction of second also is too much for it. It happens so quickly. So when we talk about habit, it goes deep, deep, and deep to the root. I think many times what I have observed, that sometimes some people are there who are in the society, they are different, but when they are at home, they are different. When they are with their relatives, other than society, they are different. So what I mean to say here is, as Swarved mentions at one place, that a saint, right? A saint is called a saint when he is same from all the sides. All the sides means from inside, from outside. Whatever he says, whatever he experiences, whatever he thoughts, whatever he thinks, as well as whatever he feels, all these things have to be synced together. This is only possible, I think, when our habits are syncing with each other, because it is governed from inside. Do you think, Prabhatji, that on the basis of your journey reading Swarved, few such kind of things have been happening with you, or started happening, where inside, outside, the feeling and the voice also has been syncing with their own habits from all the angles?
Okay, thank you, Subhasji. You have said asked the exactly same thing, which I was about to tell, but since we have the allotted times for everybody. Now, let me again start from the same point where I stopped there, that the awareness and non-judgmental behavior changes the entire perspective of life. The fault lies in us, not anybody on this earth. This I have realized after Vihangam Yoga, of course through Gita also, but it has been reinforced when I started reading Swarved. I must tell you one thing. Meditation is only one part of the medicine. The bigger part of the medicine is Swarved. Unless both are administered to the patient won't be correct easily. Now, I'm not talking about others. I mean, I felt personally when I started reading Swarved day and night. I recite in the morning also, I must tell you, and I recite in the evening before going to bed also. Now, this has reinforced that belief system, and it has allowed me to change my mind. Now, everything starts appearing to me pleasant, positive, and healthy. Now, I do not see any negativity around me or anywhere. Even suppose somebody in my office does wrong, it doesn't irritate me at all. I simply say, do this way, it is better. And that's all, and go off from there. In fact, I have conveyed to my immediate subordinate that from tomorrow, all these communications from my subordinates will be directly to you, not to me. Because I think these are meaningless. If I get involved in observing small, pretty things, ultimately it has no value in life. So that change I am seeing in me. Further, I would like to say, what happened, there will be, understand, we all, actually, which is very related to our prakriti or nature. And we develop the art of inward looking when we recite, survey, or meditate. The core, actually, we go into the core of our mind. Now, what is the core actually? We all know the center. I just give an example. I think they will understand what I'm trying to say. When the wheel rotates, the center does not rotate, The more you are further from the wheel, the center, more the other part rotates. Actually, the outer surface rotates the fastest way. If the wheel is moving very fast, the outer surface will move very fast. So this Vihangam Yoga meditation and Sarved recitation allowed me to remain to the core or the center of the wheel. So whatever happens, it does not allow me to rotate. So it allows me to keep myself cool and focused. Now, when the moment you have developed that kind of habit by nature or by recitation, I do not know how this is happening. It's a wonderful experience to me, I must tell you. I can't explain. I have no words to explain this. How I must tell you, I feel sometimes very. What is happening yesterday? Actually, I became very emotional while talking to Chandanji. That I do not know why I feel that somebody is pulling me towards Sarved, and I cannot live without reciting Sarved. It has unique power, and I have no words, Subhasya. I must tell you, I cannot explain my feeling. I'm feeling extreme different type of energy in my body, extreme type of feeling. I do not know, and I keep on reciting without, as if somebody is asking me, come, read, recite. 1 month, 2 months back, it was not there. It has started, especially when the moment you say that we are looking for someone who can recite Sarved. First the person I came forward, I said, no, I will also recite. And I have started reciting as a matter of practice with Chandanji. And I'm extremely, I'm conveying this so that others must understand that this is not a falsehood, it is a true experience. And I feel that I am better off, and I am more focused, more centered, and more present. For me, the world is now most beautiful, and it is always beautiful. We all have come to Vihangam Yoga not because we are in pain or agony. I have never considered life as a bed of agony or pain. It's always a matter of pleasure. But the true pleasure I had not realized, which I am now realizing gradually. So वो कहते हैं ना कि एक बार आपको स्वाद चख जाए तो आप छोड़ोगे नहीं. तो ये वो स्वाद है. Once you have tasted, it is a nectar. Once you have tasted, you will always run behind the nectar like a small child cry for mother's milk all the time. That's all.
Ji, thank you, Prabhat ji. As during the welcome song, Srinivas ji sang that dosh duraguna dur karike shuddha hans banaiye. So if the meaning of this is that we are praying to someone, and that is about the master. So like Prabhat ji, you are saying that you feel that somebody is pulling you towards reading Swarved. It's none other than, it's the power of the master himself, the power of Sadguru, which you have been now feeling, realizing a connection between you and the master himself. Different ways are there on which basis things will go. I'm just a little bit concerned about the time. So quickly, Srinivas ji, I'll come back to you on, as I mentioned, dosh durguna dur karike shuddha hansa banaiye. So in our day-to-day life, we have been enthusiastic, we have been courageous to take a step to come out from our comfort zone, to take the challenge to correct ourselves, rectify ourselves, purify ourselves. But history says there has been rarely anyone who have been able to correct themselves fully and completely. It is not that easy task because we are so much engrossed in so many things that correcting ourselves is not a very, very major task for us. Just quickly in 1 or 2 minutes, again, sorry for giving you very less time on this, but do you think the master, Sadhguru Sadafal Devji Maharaj has been present to help us to correct ourselves, whichever you have felt so far? Just in 2 to 3 minutes, please.
Yes, Subhashji, like Prabhatji has mentioned, there is a force. I like yesterday I asked this question to Sri Namdevji Maharaj as well. That there is a compulsion. If you remember yesterday, I mentioned there's a compulsion of proceeding to do the meditation in that particular day. I mean, I just cannot think of a day without meditation. I feel I haven't. आज मैं brush नहीं किया. नहीं मेरे को, you know, if you don't wash your mouth do your brush in the morning, how do you feel? The whole day appears something is wrong. Something ऐसा कुछ तो so basically that compulsion, Subhashji, I think is a power of identifying with the energy of Sadhguru Sadafal Devji Maharaj or whoever in this particular case it is we have clearly identified it is Sri Sadafal Devji Maharaj who has started this practice, who is supporting us in going forward. We all need mentors, and as Prabhatji said, it is an invisible mentor. It is not so easy to identify that mentor, but thanks to the fact that our mentor has been alive in this particular our mental faculties ability to accept that it was just a few decades ago he was existing as a human being. I mean, for us, all of us, I mean, sorry to, I don't mean anything politically, but there are some people who have said Rama doesn't exist. But that is many, many thousands and thousands and thousands of years ago. We don't want to get there. Sadafal Devji Maharaj has been here and is there behind me here in my virtual background. And we know he was a human being like you and me. He just connected with the superior cosmic energies, and he has evolved himself. And he is guiding us with his force to get into this compulsive ability. Now, I'll quickly add one line about Swarved here, about Prabhatji's association into this one. Subhashji, words are the beginning of everything in this world. Words. Meditation comes after. Meditation has to be written in Meditation. Meditation is a word. It starts with a word. So Swarved is all about words. If we don't start from the basic, how do we start this meditation? That's all I have to say.
Thank you very much, Prabhatji. I think you said the very right thing. And one day probably we will have much more detailed discussion about these words, that this whole universe has started from a word. And actually that is the reality. If you read Swarved, you have seen how Sadhguru Sadafal Devji Maharaj has explained everything about this universe and everything about this Prakriti and nature, how the Almighty has been flowing through all the power in this whole nature and all those kind of things. We'll definitely talk about those things. But rightly you mentioned that we need to connect ourselves with the basics. And the our basic thing is the word. And Swarved is the bunch of words which Sadhguru Sadafal Devji Maharaj has experienced during his own Samadhi state. Quickly coming to Smita ji, if in 1 or 2 lines, if you have any specific message to all of the viewers from your side about meditation, about yourself or anything, please come forward on that.
Yeah, actually, I would like to say about our meditation, everyday techniques in which you are teaching us Gayatri Mantra, Om, chanting, and Brahmari. So, this type of meditation, if you can do regularly, which give you calmness and, it will prevent you from the distract thoughts, especially this, our Gayatri Mantra, which we believed that by chanting Gayatri Mantra, you achieve success and happiness in your life. With regular chanting of this, one can firmly establish and stabilize the mind. And Om chanting also, our vibrations and sound felt through our vocal cords. It clears, opens up the sinuses, and this helps you for your cardiovascular benefits. It reduces stress also, so blood pressure, heartbeats. With this regular rhythm of Om chanting and Brahmari pranayam, which is, again, we should say, it gives acoustics and aerodynamics parameter of voice. It helps in voice quality. So Brahmari pranayam in yoga helps increasing this, increasing the production of nitric oxide, this is by 15 times. So which is very, very helpful. So I do suggest everybody to join regular practices and keep good habits and revitalize yourself from this meditation. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Smitaji. And this is how we come to the end. And just let me summarize. Thank you very much, Prabhatji, Srinivasji, and Smitaji joining with us for all the wonderful explanations about the good habits. Just one thing, we have just heard from all three of you that how the meditation and especially reading out Swarved and having a regular practice. And Srinivasji, you have become a very nice example for all of us that now the meditation has become a habit to you. Just like as you eat every day, we are sleeping every day, we are freshening up every day. Similarly, meditation is the power, meditation is the tool, meditation is the process. Meditation has become a habit for you to be embedded inside your daily life. One thing is that please do not afraid of the bad habits. The important thing is to face it and do it in such a way that it can be converted to the good habits. And meditation would help you to as large as possible extent. And Vihangam Yoga is for that. Sadhguru Sadafaldevji Maharaj is always there to help all of us to convert our bad habits to the good habits. With this, thank you very much. I would like to congratulate all three of the panelists for joining with us. Thank you very much for your time. And back to you, Vimalji. Jai Sri Gurudev.
Thank you so much, panelists Suhasji, Prabhatji, Smitaji, and Srinivasji. I was amazed to see such an enormous depth of knowledge, and all from your own experiences, what you're feeling day by day. I think there could be nothing more incredible and valuable than this, and sharing such an in-depth knowledge in such a short span of time. I'd like to thank you for guiding us to educate us to how to revamp and revitalize idea of good habits. I'd like to thank you also to educate how the habit of pranayama help us to be restful and alert at the same time. I'd like to also thank you for educating us that how idea of meditation or habit of meditation avoid us to avoid anger and achieve far more than superior. Thank you for your sharing the wealth of experience once again. And now I will move to the third and the final segment, that is the Shanti part. And to offer the prayer to the holy feet of Master, I'd like to invite another regular practitioner of Vihangam Yoga, Sri Vikasji. He is joining us from Malaysia. And he is one of the core members of Vihangam Yoga and serving to spread the knowledge of Vihangam Yoga across the world. Let's join for the prayer, and Vikasji, stage is all yours.
Jai Sadgurudev to everyone. Shanti Part. विराग त्याग की शांति हो, उदासीनता शांति, सेवाजित शिष्य शांति हो, सत्य शांति हो शांति। हे प्रभु शांति स्वरूप हो, शांति शांतिमय शांति, शांति शांति जन शांति हो पूर्ण शांतिमय शांति। हे प्रभु शांति प्रदान कर दूर हो सर्व अशांति। देव सदा फल शांतिमय शांति शांति सुख शांति 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 सुख शांति। जय सद्गुरुदेव।
Thank you so much, Vikashi. Now we are coming to an end of the session, and in this one we will have the closing remark. And I'd like to invite Shri G.R. Podarji. Podarji is long-term practitioner of Vihangam meditation, and he is directing the Vihangam Yoga Singapore team. Please welcome Podarji. Podarji, stage is all yours.
Jai Shri Sadgurudev to all. Today was a very nice session of the welcome song, all enjoyed by us, sung by Sri Srinivas ji, and panel discussion from Prabhat ji, Srinivas ji, Smita ji. They have shared their good experience because the Swarved is the experience of our Sadguru Sadafal Dev ji Maharaj. So the Swarved is the first, like Mr. Srinivas has said, the word, the power, it is coming from the word. So Swarved, we must read every day. Before practicing, I think it will create more and more power, will get more and more power. I make a point that every day morning, 5 shloka I read in the morning before meditation, and the evening also. So I have completed, now going to complete the 5th times. And first time when I read complete survey, I have little bit understand. Then again started the second time. So more and more we read, then things are more clear. We read the Amritvani of Sri Swatantra Dev Ji Maharaj. And when we read, oh no, I have read already, I have listened. Then the second time when we hear, it looks some more new things is coming. So very important, like the Smita ji said, this Om chanting, Gayatri month, and then we do the meditation. So more and more we get the calmness inside, and more we get something invisible power, like this Prabhat ji said. So this is definitely for the benefit of all the humankind, because Sadguru Sadafal Devji Maharaj has done the 17 years this tapasya in the Himalaya and other places. This is given in the survey. This is their own practical experience. He has written in the survey, निज अनुभव वर्णन करूं दिया ज्ञान प्रभु सोय तेरा है तुझ में रहे करत समर्पण सोय. This is given by the God, and this is given to us, and it is our duty to be passed on to the masses, to the public, so all human beings get the benefited. And thank you very much for all the viewers, listeners, and attending this program. And thank you very much. Jai Shri Sadgurudev. Over to Shri Vimalji.
Thank you, Sri Podarji, for the closing remark. It is always a privilege to have you and gracing the occasion and the session. Thank you so much for the regular support. I am sure we all will be growing under your guidance. Here again, the reminder for all the newcomers to please fill the Google form, which which is available in the chat box. And when you fill the form, you provide your name and contact details. You'd be able to provide the feedbacks about our upcoming sessions and talks, which is happening in the future. So now we will be coming to almost end, but about the survey. You can see the picture of survey on the screen. It is also called Encyclopedia of Spirituality, composed by His Excellency Sadhguru Sadafal Devji Maharaj. The book is available in Hindi and English version is coming soon. And we would highly recommend to keep a copy of survey and read a few couplets before we start the meditation. Please feel free to contact us if you need a copy of it. We have also social media presence to keep about our events to you, to have a kind of reach to you. We are available on the Twitter, Gmail, Facebook, and YouTube channel. We have our website as well and the meetup group. Core team did an incredible job in creating a YouTube channel, and it is aimed to bring the knowledge or kind of discussions which is happening in our day-to-day sessions in the public domain. You are kindly requested to share the contents or subscribe the channel so that you can be updated or notified about any kind of contents is coming on the channel. You can take a screenshot of the page and also take a note of the timing of our daily practice sessions. Evening practice session timing is always at the same time, that is 8 o'clock in the evening. And the morning session is at 6 o'clock in the morning. During the weekdays, that is Monday to Friday, and 8 a.m. in the morning. For the weekends, that is Saturday and Sunday. Our Zoom link remains same, what you are using right now. And last, we are open for the Q&A session. If you have any kind of questions, you can either type in the chat box or you can unmute yourself and ask your questions. If you have any questions, please unmute yourself and you can speak up and ask your questions. If you don't have, then we will move further forward. Now, do we have any questions? Okay, so since we don't have, then we will move to the final moment of today's session. I'd like to thank our all attendees and devotees. Thank you for your time and hope you have find this session insightful. I'd like to thank the role players, Omji, Chandanji, Srinivasi, Prabhatji, Smitaji, Suhasji, Vikasji, Podaji, and the team behind working behind the curtain. Before I say goodbye, I'd like to take this moment again to thank our attendees and devotees. Thank you again for your participation. And with this, I'll say goodbye and see you in the next session. Meantime, please keep practicing pranayama, meditation, stay healthy, and take care. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Vimalji, for your contribution and efforts. Thank you.
Thank you.